Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Ari Sky Read Lee's video blog. I'm Ari Sky. So I got a couple of updates for you all on the second stimulus check update. Now, Mitch McConnell released the second check stimulus update. Hold on a sec. All right. So apparently, the problem is my speakers are having some trouble. So let's just get on with this, okay? Chloe said to get it over so I can get to my rented movies tonight, which we have 3 to go, and and so forth. So basically, the bill came out, and the bill was not good. So $1 trillion package was issued. And because of it, just tell you what happened. So they're going to offer $1,200 stimulus for anyone who's on Social Security disability, Social Security survivors, Social Security retirement, SSI, VA, and railroad. Fortunately, they didn't tell you, and a lot of these idiotic bozos on YouTube who do clickbaiting. I don't make a living, by the way, on YouTube, so I do this content for you for free for the elderly and disabled. So let me just give you the skinny. So out of the $600 enhancement unemployment payments for the supercharged unemployment benefits, they decided to cut it down to $200. Now, I know moderator Pee Wee and I talked earlier. She's a sweetheart, by the way. Even though we have a debate from time to time, my gut feeling is, and I'm going to tell you my gut feeling tonight, as well as I pull up my pants so you guys don't see my crack. I know Jose saw my butt the other day, and he said I was a cute butt. So, being a woman, that's a blessing by itself. Okay. Because I don't want to basically make this video too long, I got things to do, dinners, I'm cooking, etc. I'm going to get to the brass tacks. So, out of the $600 unemployment extension, they've given $200. That's basically fueling so many people on these YouTube channels and other channels that see videos that they're turning around and throwing a poop fest to the point of no return. They're basically going to vote all the Republicans out. Well, that's fine and dandy. I don't care. Okay, vote them out. See what happens when we have a massive depression because you guys are greedy, okay? Now, this ain't about me basically attacking you guys for being greedy. This is actually a serious discussion, okay? And by the way, being sick, I've thrown my voice out so much. I hope you guys can give me some leeway, all right? So, next up, says here, $1 trillion is called the HEALS Act, acronym for Health Economic Assistance, Liability Protection, and Schools. Unfortunately, the HEALS Act, the schools they'll agree to. Liability, the Democrats will not give in to liability whatsoever. And this is where I was telling Sister Pee Wee that the bill's basically dead in the House. The House is just going to sit on it. If the House doesn't get what they want, and we're going to talk about that. So, what else? Well, they're not gonna pass it. All right. In the bill, they're basically trying to do PPP 50% more, etc. $1,200 payment. $26 billion is going to go for development, distribution of vaccines, and more. So now that they released it way, way later than we should have had tonight, Mitch McConnell is now basically leaving the room. Okay, he's the 800-pound gorilla in the room. He's left. He's leaving this now to be duked out with the Democrats. Now, let me just tell you, okay? First of all, I've been seeing things with Larry Kudlow and the White House Chief of Staff and etc. And Ted Cruz stated that there's going to be significant resistance, just like Lindsey Graham. So, if they're basically factions with each other, I'd like to just say, first of all, let's just talk about all you people that are doing clickbait, right? I'll tell you two things. Yesterday there was discussion with, and I believe it was today too. Nancy Pelosi chuckled and said $1 trillion ain't going to work. $1 trillion ain't going to work. So bye-bye $1 trillion joke. Now, what's that? You know. So, anyways, so I wanted to share that with you all right? So, what's going to happen with the stimulus checks? Well, right now they're saying end of August, early September. I'm saying if there's anything, if you're more likely going to be looking at approximately September, literally September to October, more likely October, because let me put it to you this way, all right? Today's Monday. There's 4 days until the end of the month. Pelosi said she basically stalled the bill, not stall the bill, but discuss and debate the bill in the House and not let anyone go home for a recess to show the American people that she means business. Unfortunately, the Republican Party is basically the 800-pound gorilla that brought this out, and they know unless the HEROES Act has $1,200 for illegals, family members that are married to non-citizens, married to citizens. Okay, so one person's American, the other one isn't, so divided, mixed family. If they don't give $1.6 trillion to hazard pay, if they don't give $1 trillion for local, state, city, and states that need it, all 50 states, if they don't give, $1 trillion for $600 supercharged unemployment and $1,200 stimulus checks, it won't pass. So you got all these people turning around and clickbaiting going, oh, yes, we're going to get $1,200. Woot, woot, yeah. Well, guess what? You might think that in your little brain, but until the House gets what they want, they're not going to freaking budge. You all think that. I don't know what I'm talking about. Look at the big political spectrum here. They're not going to budge. They already laughed. $1 trillion ain't nothing. The White House is just using this as a stepping stone to get reelected. Unfortunately, you see all these comments. You should ignore the comments. As they say, comments are really bad. A lot of people out there are threatening to shut down the Republicans by voting him out in the next election, which is 99 days away, actually 98, give or take, after tomorrow. And they're making it so you all get to be angry because, look, they just cut out. And, they're basically trying to force everyone to go back to work. Plain and simple. They just want you all to go back to work. But one guy said earlier today, when he was in here before my moderates took care of him, where's the jobs? That's one thing that I will agree with. Where is the jobs? But I'm not here to say, well, good luck with you getting a job or good luck finding a dime. I'm saying good luck in general. I love all of you. You know this. But it hurts me. Hurts me to no end that I have to watch the entire economy collapse under the weight of the American people. American people are going to be suffering. Why? Well, because, However, there's a lot of greedy bastards out there that think that they should get the $1,200 that are, instead of the disabled. Maybe they're right. Maybe they just increased more stimulus to the unemployed and gave 40,000 or under the people that truly needed it, made sure the truly needy needed the stimulus. Everything would work out properly, but instead they're not doing it that way. They're basically sitting around, standing on their ass with their thumb up their butt, hoping like hell no one knows what's going on in the damn world. So what am I saying? Well, out of love for you all, I'm saying that you all need to know that I think, what the hell? I said, oh, you son of a bitch. Do you understand the fucking property right there? I hate this printer time. Hey, what up, Unhurt? Good to see you, homie. Sorry, I'm just printing out some work for tomorrow. So what's up, Unheard? So yeah, anyways, the HEALS Act basically saying you need my stapler. Go. I'm glad Chloe invested in me into a professional stapler. That works really well for what I need. So, anyways, the HEROES Act, now the HEALS Act. They basically are going to be duking it out, the Republicans and the Democrats. The White House is actually staying out of it. However, the guy that runs the White House chief of staff, you know, I can't remember his name. Mark Meadows, yeah. Who replaced Mick Mulvaney. Mark Meadows, okay, turned around and is saying that they need a bill hammered out by the 31st. The Democrats aren't going to budge. I was telling this to Pee Wee in an email. They ain't going to budge. Matter of fact, they're going to basically say, fuck you, we're doing it in our time. Now, the only thing I can clearly tell you all in this video, out of love for you all, is Mitch McConnell was completely on the ball. He said it'll take 2 to 3 weeks to get this passed once the negotiations start. Now, the Democrats are looking it over with a fine-tooth comb now, and hopefully they get something together soon because the American people really need the help. So what's up, Unheard? So yeah, the American people need the help. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that are pissed. They're pissed that, the rumors weren't true that it was $100 a week. It's $200. They're pissed. They think $800 extra a month is not going to do any good. But if the news articles are right, the virus might be now plateauing once again. We hope, depending on things. But if it isn't plateauing again, and we get a severe spike in wintertime, I guarantee they're going to need another stimulus check. So far today, by Wikipedia's numbers, it's 58,000. But let's go into the actual website that says what is what. So the actual website numbers that I'm looking at right now is 150,000. 100 and total deaths 144. So yesterday or in the last 24 hours before they reset is 61,000. So If they can keep containing this and slowing it down, we might not need another stimulus check. But it depends on how many buffoons out there and stupid American baboons that are going to run around not following the orders of the CDC. I mean, So I'm here to tell you, stimulus checks. Again, the stimulus checks are, in my opinion, not good because they're costing $1,200. Everyone else in Canada is getting a boatload, but Canadians' population is 40 million, whereas here, our population is 340 million. If everyone had common sense back then and didn't have 3 babies, 5 babies, 7 babies, 9 babies, everyone in the world would have been better off. That's what I say. I mean, look at it. $1,200, it's not going to do a damn dent. This is just throw it out the window. I mean, literally, this is just a slap in the face. Literally. They think $1,200 will stimulate the economy, but it won't. It's just going to keep people's head above water. There'll be their bodies up to water right here at the neckline. Well, that's it. I'm sorry to say. Oh. Yes? Nothing. So when you guys are asking, so the HEALS Act is basically trying to screw over the people, and the American people are taking notice. And now Mitch McConnell and the Republican Party being the 800-pound gorilla in the room, they're basically distancing them. They know this ain't going to happen, and they're just waiting to see what happens. The White House is standing back, too. They're now leaving it in the hands of Nancy Pelosi's team. Now, once they start debating it, right, we'll see truly how many Republicans are truly going to, who truly are going to vote it. And if Republicans do vote it down in the House, in the Senate, then damn good and well they know it's not going to pass the House. Well, yeah, there's a lot of people on hazard pay, and they're not getting it. The reason that Republicans don't want to give hazard pay is it cuts into $1.6 trillion, the unheard, and 2 is we're going to give $1.6 trillion to be spent on hazard pay for the people working on the front lines. Then they think an additional like $900 billion or so, give or take. Let's see, 1.6, 1.1. Let's just say they think of another 3.2 or another 1.6 to 1.9 trillion dollars should be given to everyone else for $10,000. So the elderly who's stuck at home should get 10 grand. Mom and pop should get 10 grand. The kids should get 10 grand. Because of it, they're cutting out hazard pay altogether. Second reason is the Republicans think, it's unfair to everyone else, so they're basically trying to shaft people by giving $1,200 and $800 per person. Now, $800, okay, is for 8 weeks. So, $800 a month. So they want to give $1,600. Okay, Pee Wee was talking about this. $1,600 and $1,200. That's $2,800 to survive for 2 months. And then they want to reevaluate the unemployment benefits again, which means it's really big. Now, I think if they're going to play this card, then they should at least give $450 a week until January 31st. But they won't do it because they think everything will bounce back after the election. But between December and March is when winter sets in, and that means the second wave. And they're talking the second wave is going to be worse than the first wave. So, again, it's basically a stall tactic. They just want to give enough money and throw a bone to the people that they will get reelected to be the saviors of the country. Fortunately, most of these lazy people that are working don't see it that way. they see it as a problem. Hold on a second. They see it as a big problem. They see it as the biggest problem in history. The biggest problem in history is they're being selfish. But then again, they're basically passing the buck to the Democrats, knowing the Democrats won't budge, which means they're going to use the Democrats' laziness to blame it on the American people to try to get reelected for 2020's election. So, on top of that, the real reason they don't really want to give $1,200, and they know the Democrats won't budge until the Democrats take away liability insurance, the liability protections, gives the hazard pay to someone like the unheard, and gives $1,200 to families, mixed families, for one family member is not a U.S. citizen, one parent, that's the better term, is to turn around and use that against the Democrats and say, well, we tried to pass this bill, but the Democrats wouldn't budge and save the economy, blame it on them. The White House is now basically washing their hands like Pontius Pilate in the Bible and saying, my hands are clean. Because now it's up to both Nancy Pelosi and I'll take a pastrami, a Jewish rye, gotta have Jewish rye, gotta have my Jewish rye. I'll negotiate with a Jewish rye, pastrami sandwich. And on Jewish rye, I'll negotiate with that. My belly will discuss the thing. They're both saying there's a starting point. They think they can probably get at least $2 trillion, maybe even 3 out of the people. There's a lot of Americans out there, about 30 million plus Americans out there that are unemployed, getting ready to lose their housing, right? That, that they can negotiate. Now, apparently the economic thing is putting a moratorium again on evictions. Unfortunately, right now there is no eviction moratoriums except for states that extended it, like Washington State. Other states, people would be kicked out because of the problems. Now, how is this going to play out? Well, it seems we'll know soon, but right now it doesn't look good. And that's why I keep saying, until there is a deal signed by the president on the president's desk, this is all just speculation. And that's what people don't like about my videos, because it's all speculation. I'll go onto a channel and say, this is hearsay until it's signed by the president. The Democrats are going to fight tooth and nail and say, well, we need to give more money for the people. Now, no one knows what's going to happen in the end. In the end, the American people are going to suffer somehow. That's the thing. The American people are going to suffer. And so, this bill, as I said, was dead on arrival because Pelosi already chuckled 3 times in 3 different press conferences stating that they're not going to budge on $1 trillion. The White House thinks $1 trillion will save the entire country. It won't. Fortunately, we're going down a path where no one's addressing the unemployment much. No one's addressing the homeless population. No one's addressing the children's problem for schools. Everything is happening for a reason. Yeah, there's people out there that think if other countries can give $2,000 monthly stimuluses, why can't this shithole country? That's because the country spends more money on weapons and heavy equipment than any other country in the world, and now the country's going bankrupt. And because of it, our deficit's swelling. We look at the U.S. debt clock, it keeps going up, not down. And a lot of people don't understand. They think we could just print money. It doesn't matter if our money's useless and won't even buy a loaf of bread as long as we can take care of these people that think they're entitled. Well, most of these people that are entitled, they think they're entitled Republican or as Democrats. The Republicans, they want to get back to work. Unfortunately, the Democrats are so afraid that they're going to get this virus, which is a deadly virus. It makes a lot of people sick. Trust me, I know. And in the end, what happens? They don't want to go back to work. They're afraid their safety is jeopardy. So, in my opinion, that's what's going on in the world. And so Americans out all over, they're basically being played by both sides. It's like a Democratic, Republican civil war of these people. So, you know, and so remember, the Republicans really didn't want to give $1,200 because 30% of people that got their stimuluses use it properly. 70% emptied the warehouses, and they also know the $600 is buying useless crap too, and not saving in case things happen. And now advocacy groups are running low money, helping bail out people with food, with rent, with electricity subsidies. Renters issue for Oregon. Well, Washington, I can do that, yeah. But like I'm going to say right in this video, Washington's got a moratorium until evictions until the 15th of October, and they'll extend it again. Give or take with the thing. Oregon, I don't know anything about, or California. I've heard rumors of California. There's a lot of people in California that will be. Most of the renters issue is unheard. Is like in my state, there's like 8 people in 5 buildings on this island who pay their rent, and there's like 130 or 40 people that aren't paying rent. So, now that they have this moratorium in place, they're saying, well, we can't pay rent because we have to buy food. And so what's happening is the economy is faltering. And so, there's people out there that say, well, we can get away with this. We can make arrangements later for payment plans. But that's the way, So technically, that's how I see it, So I wanted to say that, that the American people need to realize that, well, yeah, and that's the thing. People need to realize if we're in a pandemic, unheard, and they can downsize their apartment and get a cheaper apartment, they should. They shouldn't be asking the government for a handout for more money to pay their rent because they don't want to move. It's like the rancher / farmer talking about the rancher / farmer talking about how people shouldn't roll up in a Cadillac to go to the food bank. Oh, Gail, welcome back. Excuse me for one moment, ladies and gentlemen. I want to use the restroom real quick. I will be back momentarily. Thank you for waiting. So, like I said, the Democrats are now going to get the balls in their court, but first they got to pass it in the Senate, which they say won't pass. You know, you know, you know. Hey, Gail. Like I said, the American people need to realize that the Senate keeps saying that this bill won't pass because the Republicans aren't on board. The Democrats aren't on board. So, in the end, it might be a stalemate. However, I do want to say in the bill for the HEALS Act, they did put in a new FBI building. Unfortunately, that's another thing that's not going to pass because the Republicans are pissed that they put a building in for a part of the economic plan to revive America. Well, right now, an FBI building is not needed. I think Gail was saying, hey, sis, to me, unheard. But yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you all. So, anyways, the American people are really pissed right now because, all the comments coming out there is stating that, you know, the bill's got to pass and it's not going to pass. Not even the Senate. If it does pass the Senate on a barely marginal, you know, you know, you know. So I thought I'd share that with you all, you know. So any questions? Alexa, stop. All right, Chloe, lamb's ready. Any questions so far? So, like I said, Stephen Mnuchin and Larry Kudlow and the White House, they do want to push, and the chief of staff want to push to have this bill out by Friday, but it won't happen. The Democrats will not agree to it this fast. So, all right. So there's called the HEALS Act. Basically, the government brought $1 trillion bill out. $200 per week for unemployment. $1,200 stimulus. Oh, don't forget to put in a new FBI building in the building. And they want to get people back to work, so this is their bill. Fortunately, Ted Cruz and Lindsey Graham both said that 50% of the Senate will not vote for Mitch McConnell's bill. So it's dead on arrival. And even if it does pass, which the Democrats in the Senate said absolutely not, it would have to get passed by the House. And the House wants $1.6 trillion for hazard pay, $1,200 for families of a parent who's not a citizen of this country, to name a few items, and they want to get rid of liability. Unfortunately, that bill, if it does get there, they'll gut it down and send it back. So Mitch McConnell turned around and said it'd take 2 to 3 weeks, 3 weeks probably to pass a bill, which means it'll be passed. If they pass it, probably not this week, not next week, but probably in September, if they can get something done. Pelosi stated that she would keep the people in work until this bill is passed. McConnell, of course, is waiting till the last day, and then he's going to vacation. So, yeah. So, will this pass? No one knows. But right now, the way it looks, Pelosi did 3 press conferences, stated that she needs $1 trillion for stimulus checks and unemployment, $600. She needs $1 trillion to help with states failing for taking care of coronavirus, putting everyone on furlough. She needs $1 trillion for other things, including contact tracing and so forth. So she's basically saying this bill for $1 trillion ain't going to work. So they better come up with something better. My opinion, it's all crapshoot. So, do you have any other questions, Gail? Because I just answered. Mm-mm. They won't. They're not going to agree. That's the thing. They did, it would have been passed 2 months ago. Democrats are trying to blame the Republicans for moving so slowly that unemployment failed. Truth of the matter is, unemployment failed. Why did it fail? Because they didn't move fast enough. And now they cut it down $400. With 50 million people unemployed, how does that help the unemployed? And now the American people are so fed up and pissed that they're going to vote Democrat because of it. You know? So that's what's going on. You know, the HEALS Act came out, and now people are pissed. And a lot of YouTube vids commenting that they're being shafted again. Instead of $600, they're going to get $200 a week. But as Pee Wee said, 2 months, that's $1,600 plus $1,200. That's what? That's that's not good, So, there's people out there on our channel that think it'll pass, but it won't. I mean, people don't look at it from the Democratic side, as well as I do. When Pelosi laughs, it's, but then again, since you just got up, I'll explain what happened. So, Mitch McConnell and the Republicans, aka the 800-pound gorilla, left the room. White House washed their hands like Jesus and said, I'm sin free of this crime. And yet, now the ball is in the Democrats' court. They've been waiting 2 months for this, 2 months and like 13 days. Now, they got a negotiating starting point. Fortunately, Stephen Mnuchin, Mark Meadows, White House Chief of Staff, and Larry Kudlow think they can hammer something out before they can get signed by the president. Won't happen. Won't happen at all. No one knows when they'll start debating this. No one knows. It's like Pee Wee said. There'll be a $1,200 check. Question is when. In the meantime, so many people are so angry that $1,200 isn't enough. They want $2,000 plus a month. And you know where this is leading, Gail. Here, have another piece, Mop. Quit being a mooch. So, do you want some lamb too tonight, Chloe? Or should I put it in a Ziploc bag and freeze it so it doesn't go to waste?
I'll take a couple pieces right now.
So yeah, that's what's going on. So that's what's going on as of right now. It's now in the Democrats' court, but it's also in the Senate's court still because they got to vote on it. If all the Senate's that's opposed to it actually goes nay, that would really make the Democrats laugh because they're, as Pelosi said, disorganized. Yeah, well, exactly. That's what I've been saying. I've been also saying to some people, Gail, that my gut feeling is the way the comments are looking, right? The way the comments are looking, here you go, Mop. The American people are going to vote president out. Literally. I know some people will agree to disagree, but the way I see it, they're pissed. The president said he's give a generous stimulus. Instead, $800 per month and $1,200 stimulus is generous. I mean, you know as well as I do, they can't hammer out a bill in 4 days and have the president sign it. Won't happen. At least Mitch McConnell turned around and honestly said, even though he's a white rhino, we need 3 weeks to get this passed. Well, at least he was honest enough to say he needed 3 weeks. You know? I'm actually happy he said 3 weeks. And I'm actually happy he said 3 weeks. Because that tells you right there, he knows the Democrats aren't going to budge until they negotiate, you know? Fine. Meat's in a Ziploc bag, Chloe. Grab what you want.
Well, some people just sound what like.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a lot of people who think this is Conspiracy Channel anyways, Gail. It's not a conspiracy theory channel.
Oh, where do those days go?
Simple.
Where I live.
Hopefully you'll move those boxes back into the room.
Oh, well, move them somewhere. Move them right there for now. We'll have to get a. We're gonna get the U-Haul. Put these in the U-Haul.
What, you put my toilet paper in there too?
Not your toilet paper, no, just the totes. And then put the toilet paper where the totes or just that.
Yeah, they go on vacation, stale American again, or stall American again, and nothing ever happens. All one big damn. Well, yeah, I mean, they basically know that Pelosi's willing to give up their vacation to negotiate something. Unfortunately, Mitch McConnell and the Republicans won't, because they know this bill won't pass. That's the thing. Even the Senate won't do it.
A lot of conspiracies out there these days.
True. So.
You know what? Just don't.
Yeah, I know you read Congress.gov. So do I.
It's
not a good.
Up in the wrong conspiracies. That's all I'm saying.
There's a lot of people that are doing clickbait, and a lot of people are starting to realize it's clickbait, and a lot of people are watching my channel after the live feeds ended. I'm basically, complaining that these people are doing clickbait. Oh, it's a guaranteed 1,200. It's only guaranteed when the president signs it. It's not a guaranteed before,
I got it.
I was just. So. That's the thing. It ain't guaranteed until the president signs it. So, till it's signed, no one knows. That's something I want to share with you all. So, I'm going to be here a few more minutes, and I got to go soon because I got things to do before my phone call to Poppy.
No, you put the bag away.
Right. Thank you.
I
I can use this meat up for. Well, yeah, I mean, you see, and yet no one understands that. They just sit there and, they're just like, oh yeah, we're here to help, blah blah blah. But they're really there to help. They would have done it a long time ago. But they didn't. So, anyways,
I'm gonna get my login rewards and restart the system for you, right?
sure. Anyways, I'll be going soon because I have nothing much to report to you guys. Like I said, the American people are upset that this bill, um, you know, um, so there's too many dipshits out there, you know. So, how many comments has this guy got? 91. Good. I'll read it real quick with you guys. Yeah. So there's too many people complaining about, you know. So one guy, they're all complaining how unemployment has been extended, but not rental assistance. Fortunately, Mitch doesn't want to do that. So, you know. So nothing about rents included. Well, one says they have information we're getting $2,000 a month. Right, we're not getting $2,000 a month. So many people, you know. People are basically complaining, and they want 4,000 a month, nothing more. Let's see. Well, you know, a lot of people are complaining, you know.
Wow. Dark Lane.
Mm. So there's a lot of, you know, So this guy here, I really don't like. I consider him like a stupid ass clown who is just mourning a moron, an oxymoron, you know. I mean, literally, there's too many oxymorons out there that, you know, are demanding more money and more money and more money. It's more like one big shit. They're not going to get anything, Gail. Yeah, we know they want to depopulate, but depopulating would depopulate the middle class. What are they going to do? Hire all illegals to do the job afterwards? You see, it doesn't work.
Have the rich people work. They don't want to work.
That's what yeah, well, like Chloe said, what's next? Rich people are not going to work? So.
And then rich people come forward because they don't have anyone, you know, working for them.
Exactly, so.
And then when rich people come forward, what's it going to do to them? Get rid of them? Then you guys are poor now. We don't want you in our country anymore because you're poor now. You're rich yesterday, but you're poor today. Get out.
Anyways, everyone, I gotta get prepared soon. Like I said, a few more minutes and I'm out. I gotta do some stuff before my time's up because I got some videos to watch. Then I got other videos to watch tomorrow. And I should have an update for you all. Hopefully we have something from Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, and Chuck Schumer tomorrow to find out what's going on with the thing. They can't pass this. Tomorrow's Tuesday. The White House, who wants to basically be the savior of the country, as well as White House, as well as the Republicans, are going to try to get this passed by Friday. Mitch McConnell knows it won't happen. So in the end, it's just a giant turkey shoot. So that's what it is, a giant turkey shoot. Or as some say, a giant crap shoot. So anyways, there you have it. So I hope I am wrong, you know, but I feel my intentions and my opinions matter. Not all your opinions matter, and that as long as we agree to disagree without having combativeness, I think we should be very good at talking about what's going to happen. You know, they have no intentions of passing this. They're going to go on vacation on the 8th of August or the 7th, whenever the end day is. The 9th is a Sunday, so that's my birthday, so I don't think we're going to see any bills signed by the 7th because tomorrow is the 28th of August. 28th of 28th of July. And once July gets done, it'll be, you know, we have to prep for the worst. So that's all I can say. So with that said, everyone, I got a little bit of time left before I call my father. Gail, you know how to message me. Feel free to message me if you want to talk. In the meantime, please, for the rest of you, please add and subscribe. Please post comments. Please leave feedback, suggestion, hit the like, subscribe button. It's also funding for your family, including your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, service dogs. Hit the bell notification. New content every day. Thanks for watching, everyone. God bless you in everything you do.